Okay, let's do number 6. Number 6 says, Gabby has plans with her friends to go to a concert on her birthday in 4 days. She is so excited that she wants to know how many seconds she has left to wait. Can you help her determine this? So this scenario sounds really dumb, but there's a lot of times you do this with time conversions. So it is really helpful in real life. Okay, so they gave us 4 days that we're gonna try to convert, right? 4 days. And this is one where you're using your brain to figure out the conversions because you know it. You don't have to have it written down to know the conversions. So if I'm trying to get days to seconds, and seconds is a smaller unit, you guys know that 1 day is the same as what?
24 hours.
24 hours, beautiful. So 1 day is the same as 24 hours. That's common knowledge, right? So days cancels out then. That's why I purposely put the 1 day in the bottom. Now I'm in hours. Okay, so now you guys know 1 hour is the same as, good, 60 minutes. So now I'm slowly making my way to smaller units towards those seconds that I'm trying to get. I purposely put the 1 hour on bottom so that it would cancel out with the hours that was already on top. That leaves me in minutes now. And now you know that 1 minute is the same as 60 seconds. Beautiful. So minutes would then cancel out, and now I'm in seconds. That was the goal, was how many seconds, right? So now I'm just gonna multiply straight across on top, multiply straight across on bottom. On top, that will be 4 times 24, 4 times 24 times 60 times 60, and the S for seconds is on top, so I'm gonna leave that on top. And then 1 times 1 times 1 in the bottom, that can just turn into a silent 1, because that'll just be dividing by 1 in the bottom, right? So that'll turn into a silent 1. You won't need that. Did someone type in the numerator already? What'd you get?
345,600.
345,600 seconds. Cool. 345,600 seconds. And actually, instead of writing S, because my S's look like 5, I'm gonna write seconds. That way you guys know that's a unit. Okay. So that's number 6. And then last but not least is number 7. It says, Lamar has been running sprints to prepare for his next football game. He has found that he can maintain his maximum speed for 45 yards. After that, he can't keep his maximum speed anymore, right? He's thinking about running a 5-kilometer race in a few months, but he doesn't know if he can maintain his maximum speed for the entire 5K. Can you help him determine how far he can? So he's trying to figure out, if I can only maintain my speed for 45 yards, is the 45 yards greater than the 5K he's gonna be running? Because if it's not, he's not gonna be able to maintain that speed, and he's not gonna be fast enough on his 5K. Okay, so we either need to get the 45 yards into kilometers, or we need to get the kilometers into yards so that we can see if that's true. Which do you guys want to do? Yards into kilometers or kilometers into yards? It doesn't matter to me. Okay, he says yards into kilometers, so let's do that. So we're going to do 45 yards. And we're trying to get that into kilometers to see if it's bigger than a 5K. Okay, and then I'm gonna look at those conversions. Hold on, I'm gonna let you guys get that down, people that are trying to keep up. I know I write fast, that's why I write so sloppy, because I'm trying to get all my thoughts on paper. Okay, so we're trying to get yards into kilometers. So that's gonna be dealing with length, right? So we can do, yeah, yards to feet, and then once we get it into feet, we can do feet to miles. and then we can do miles to kilometers. Okay, so that's sort of our game plan. So 1 yard is 3 feet. And I'm gonna purposely put the 1 yard in the bottom. Why? Why do I purposely put the 1 yard in the bottom? So that it cancels out with the yards that are already in the top. Good. Now I have the feet up top. And then we said we're gonna try to do feet to miles. Sorry, I hesitated there. And we know there's 5,280 feet in a mile, right? That's on your conversions chart. And I'm gonna purposely put the 5,280 feet in the bottom and the 1 mile up top. That makes feet cancel out. Now I'm in miles. I'm gonna box this in so I don't get that confused with what I'm writing. Okay, so now I'm in miles, and they didn't ask for miles, they're trying to compare it to kilometers, right? And I had you guys add in that 5 kilometers is the same as 3.1 miles, right? So I'm gonna put the 3.1 miles in the bottom, and I'm gonna put the 5 kilometers up top. If you guys are getting sleepy faced and you need to stand up and stretch, please feel free to. I know it's hard to focus this long for first period. Okay, so now I'm in kilometers, that's my goal. So now I just have to multiply straight across, and that will get things in the same unit so that I can at least compare them. So 45 times 3 times 1 times 5. I'm gonna just write that as 45 times 3. I'm gonna make the 1 silent because anything times 1 is just the number itself. And then I'm gonna keep kilometers chilling. And then in the bottom, 1 times anything is just the number itself, so I'm gonna not worry about the 1. And I'm gonna do 5,280 times 3.1. Did someone type in the top? Has anyone typed in the top? Did you type? 675 up top. Keep the kilometers chilling with it. And then the bottom when you type it in is 16,360. 368. Okay. That sounds right to me. Okay, good. And then when you divide the two, what do you get? 0.04123. And your decimals might be slightly off depending on what you typed in, if you had rounded or not, and as you did each step, just so you know. So if you ever have those off by 1/100th of a decimal or 1,000th of a decimal place, that's why. Okay, so now we've got these to compare. We're trying to compare 0.4123 kilometers to 5K. That's what the 45 yards is. So is 45 yards, I'm gonna write this out, is 45 yards greater than a 5K? Well, we just said 45 yards is 0.4123. 0.4123 yards is greater than a 5K. Is that true? No, it's not true, right? That's a very low decimal. That's not true, right? So since that's not true, it says, can you help him determine how far he can run? Well, this is how far he can run. So he really shouldn't run that 5K if he's planning on running at that speed, because he's not going to get a very good time.